Hey y'all, this is Tamika doing another story time. I'm so excited. This one is so much lighter. I started with story times where I talked about quiet quitting, and that was awesome. But then I went into the domestic violence stuff and the fibroid stuff. Now we're gonna talk about something a little lighter and something that really should be really good, because I'm gonna tell y'all about a time when I negotiated a job offer. And I want to say this was my first time. I feel like this was my first time negotiating a job offer, doing it formally. Prior to this time, I negotiated them in like non-formal environments. So maybe somebody in my network said, hey, we got this job and this is a salary offer. And I'd be like, nah, I can't do no lower than this, right? But I've never done it formally with someone where I just applied to a job, interviewed, they offered me the job, and I was not down with the salary. So in this particular time in my career, this was only my third HR position. I was pretty new in my career as far as positions, but I'd already been working in HR for like 5 years at this time. And so what happened was I was passively applying. I tell people all the time, if you're going to look for a job, please don't look for the job when you're like, I need a job now. I need one tomorrow. That's the worst time. The pressure's on. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to ignore so many different things. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that the best time to apply for a job is when you're happy with the current job. Are you satisfied? You feel like, yeah, I can find a new job, but I need to be going tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was doing. I was passively applying. I had applied to several roles. I had gotten this was like the third company I agreed to interview with. I've had companies that had reached out to me and I was just like, I didn't even want to, interview. Like maybe they did some screenings at the time. Had companies that did screenings with me, and when they did the screenings, I asked questions, they asked questions, and I lost interest from when I applied. I was so passive in my search where it was like I'm not in a haste that I neglected jobs off the top, something I never did prior to that time. So I finally interviewed with this company. I was excited about what they're doing. Like literally the only problem I had with this company was that they were in downtown Charleston, and I was like, I don't want to go downtown. Downtown Charleston floods all the time. Parking really sucks. And if it's not a sucky parking, then you normally have to pay for parking. So it was just like, man, they downtown. I don't know if I want to do this. At the time, I was making about $42,000 a year as an HR specialist, right, at my current job. And so when I interviewed with these folks, I want to say I did like maybe one or two interviews then. Back then it was before people started doing all these long series of interviews. And so I did the interviews. I liked them. They liked me. They were upfront like, hey, we got a lot of areas in our HR department that we can work on, blah, blah, blah. The glitch to it was that I applied for an HR manager position. When they offered the job to me, they offered an HR associate position, which is the same as the HR generalist. And I was just like, well, that ain't what the hell I applied for. So that had a little salty taste on my side, but when they offered it, not only did they offer me a lower job title, they offered me a higher salary. So I was making $42,000 and they offered me like $51,500, right? Maybe $52,000. I had already made up in my mind that if I was going to leave the company where I was going to a company where I made no less than $55,000. I did my budget. Budgeting is huge. If you want to know like what should I tell these companies is my range, I'm gonna tell you anytime. Like always make sure you do a budget. Your minimum is what you need to just pay the bills. Your maximum is I want to save for that vacation. I want to add more money into retirement. I want to make sure that I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. So I want to have a bit of a cushion where that money isn't designated for something. And so that's what I did. And I knew that I would be comfortable and ready for like emergencies. At the time, I wasn't thinking about so much of like retirement or saving big, which I should have been, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. What I was really thinking was I want to stop being in a position where if an emergency arises, and most times for me an emergency was my car, something happened with my car. Like I had a nice car, it was well, but it just had times where it just cost me more money. Like I think I'm going in for all change and they come back with this list of shit I need. Or maybe I know that my brakes are going bad, so I will need to get it done earlier than later. So I'm gonna just have the money available, right? Well, so many times it just didn't work out that way, and like car repairs would totally put me in a bit of a frenzy it put me in a big frenzy with my finances, where I'm like calling my aunt to borrow money. My ex-boyfriend, he used to pay for a ton of it. So it was like, no, I'm tired of depending on other people. I want to depend on myself. And so I knew that I could do that comfortably if I made $55,000 a year. Mind you, they offered me like 52. I was so like, I ain't taking a job at 52. I want to say that they sent me an email with the offer letter. I initially didn't respond because it kind of caught me off guard. Because I was like, damn, it's a lower job title and this ain't the salary I'm looking for. So I thought if I should just ghost them. That was my first thing. I used to thought that that was an okay thing to do. I've grown way past that now. You can catch me ghosting nobody. Mika, what should you do? What should you do? I talked to my ex-boyfriend about it. I talked to my girlfriend about it. And I finally was like, okay, I'm going to reply tomorrow. So by this time, it was like 2 days had passed since I had the offer, and I had to sign the offer letter in order for them to start, for me to like start. I replied to the offer letters or the email saying, hey, thank you so much. I'm super excited about this. I am thrilled about the opportunity to join your team. I just have 2 concerns. The first thing is that I applied for the HR manager position. You guys offered the HR associate position to me. Is the HR manager's position still available? Because that's what I'm interested in. And my second concern is this is not the salary that I'm willing to resign from my current position for. Is that salary negotiable? If it is, I would like to negotiate with someone. And at the time, like, my direct report was the VP in finance. She was so busy. She never saw the email. So she like called me. So I missed her call a couple times because I'm still working my current job. So I can't just pop up and answer the phone about a new opportunity, right? I ended up calling her back like as soon as I got in the car. Like I found my way to get off of work like maybe 30 minutes early because I was like, I need to call them before 5. And she was like, hey, Tamika, did you see our the offer letter? We sent it to you. We just need you to sign it, send us back. We're ready for you to start. You know, are you okay with the start date? I said, yeah, I'm okay with everything except the 2 things I mentioned in the email. She was like, you emailed me? She didn't see it. So I said, it says HR associate, but I applied for the HR manager. Yeah, well, we thought you'd be a better fit for the HR associate position. We're planning on growing more. Right now, we're doing a lot of recruiting, but our plan is to have 500 employees by the end of the year. Mind you, at the time, they had like maybe 30. I was like, okay. I can definitely think about that. I think that may work. I just want to think on it a little bit more. I said, but I'm really more concerned, instead of the title, I'm more concerned about the second issue. And she said, well, what was that second issue? And I said, the salary. And she said, oh, the other HR associate that we hired, that's where she is. And so we wanted y'all to be in the same financial position. And I said, I'm not sure if her skills are where mine are, but I applied for the HR manager position because I have HR manager skills. I was expecting a salary that was more reflective of that because my plan is to still give you HR manager work because they didn't have an HR manager at the time. So she was like, okay, well, what salary were you looking for? And I said, I would definitely turn in my 2 weeks notice if I had a minimum of $55,000. You know what she said? Okay, I'll send you an updated letter. Can you sign that and get that back to me today? Boop. Since they been making that but $42,000, gone in there, took the $55,000, and within 3 months, I was making $65,000 as an assistant HR manager. Y'all got to negotiate these jobs. I just had to share with y'all that not negotiating job offers just because you anxious to get the job. Please leave that in 2022. We over with that, right? The next thing is, please don't think that a company's automatically going to say, oh, well, we're taking the job offer back because you negotiate. They expect you to negotiate. They're starting lower. Like, they already selling you out the gate. They already, like, going in on what they know they absolutely can't afford. If you have gotten to the point where they're doing a job offer to you, let me promise you something. You have impressed them so much that they're willing to offer you. I guarantee you they had plenty more applicants, plenty more people they interviewed, but they offered it to you. The ball is in your court. Make sure that you ask for like the full benefits package if that's important to you or if you feel like that will help you a lot. If you're worried about education reimbursement, getting a certification or a degree, and them paying for that, ask for that out the gate. If you want to work from home on a hybrid schedule or something, and you notice that this hybrid schedule is, okay, you work from home 3 days a week, but you really want to work from home 4 days a week, you negotiate that up front. If you want reimbursements for gym memberships or whatever, negotiate that up front. You're definitely going to negotiate that salary up front. Even the job title. Once you get in, it gets harder to get what you're looking for. So you just got to get it up front. And I wanted to share my story with y'all so y'all can see, like, she was already offering me $10,000 more. I could have hauled ass, right? Take the job. Nah, don't do that. You're selling yourself short. Most times they're going in on a lower amount. You can go even higher. To be honest with you, I'm mad at myself that I didn't negotiate higher. If y'all are new to my channel, I hope y'all enjoy my little story time. If you guys are returning, tell me what you think about the story time. A little lighthearted, right? Not as heavy as the other ones, but super excited to do it, and I see myself doing more of them. If you guys really like it, hit the like button and comment down below so I'll know to do another one. I really hone in heavy on making new videos when I look at, you know, how many likes did I get, how many comments did I get, how many views did I get, how long did they watch the video. And so that really helps me determine what you guys really interested in, because I mean, I can't talk to all 5,000 of you, so the data tells me what you 5,000 people are thinking. Can't wait to see y'all on the next video, okay?